some programming. Oh, that's what I forgot. That light. Knew I'd forgotten something. Oh, hope everyone's doing well today. Hope everyone's had a good day so far. Okay. So, yes. Sorry, my brain is like in a weird state. My sleep was very broken last night. For a variety of reasons. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than that. It is what it is. No, last week I had a lot of late nights, and like I feel like, well, I've had a lot of late nights in the last few weeks actually, and it's just kind of like I'm now starting to feel more and more tired. So I'm gonna try and pull back on those late nights a little bit and see what I can do. Do be like that. And yeah, I don't know what else to really say. But yeah, no, I hope everyone's had a good weekend though. Mine was pretty solid, very productive. Spent it making an AI thing for an assignment. Now I've got to do a bunch of research on one assignment. I've got to start designing a game for another one, and got to there's two that are due next week, and one of them is really, really simple. The other one's less so, and it's going to take probably most of this week to do that one. We'll see how it goes. I'm at a point where I'm really like tired with some of the assignments, but there's some of the lessons are still really interesting. Because like they've now actually started talking in the lectures about like actual stuff from the industry, which I feel is important. And I'm a little annoyed it took them this long to kind of get to some of it. It's a bit frustrating. Oh, actually I should probably tie my hair up. Oy, oy. But yes, no, I did a little bit of work on this off to the side while I was bored a few times. That's why we were a bit further along with the weapons than we were before. Though this weapon, I'm still like mixed feelings about how I've implemented a lot of Mary stuff. I really like a lot of it, but I just feel that a lot of it's still sitting in that like little too weak category. And I'm not sure how to improve them. I might have to start getting some second or third opinions on that. But yeah, no, other than that, some tweaks have been made to some of the weapons as well, balance-wise, in accordance with some of my design philosophy stuff that I've had in the past, but never correctly acted upon. So, a lot of things in motion at the moment with it all. We're getting there. We're getting there. There's all sorts of other, like, life things going on as well at the moment. But I'm sure I should avoid boring y'all with that. Okay. Yoink that. There's a few changes to this weapon that I kind of want to do. But we'll see how it goes when I go to change them. Because, like, realistically, I could have a for loop and then just have it that it plus 180 at the end for the image angle thing. And that's the only difference. And that means that I could, like, correctly attribute the weapon the way I intend to. And I believe there was some functionality to this weapon that was on the step event, which is just the typical, yep. Oh, I've also seen that there's a lot more buzz around that one dude that's done Godot stuff now. The one programmer that basically had left and now has returned. Hang on a minute. Am I not? I should be. Oh, apparently I'm not streaming over on Twitch. I'm not going to be asked to fix that, I'm going to be honest. Because to fix that I would have to turn the stream off and then redo everything. I'm not doing that. Especially for a 2-hour stream today. Nah. Okay. I'm mucked up somewhere along the pipeline. Kind of weird. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. Sorry, I'm also getting mildly distracted by looking at some game dev stuff off to the side. Oh, apparently GameStop stocks are doing the weird janky thing again. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. What the fuck was that? Okay. Where was I? There. Okay. Why am I closing that? Should open this instead of closing that. Alright. Okay, where the fuck am I? Just gonna minimize these for the moment. So name function. What? Yeah, for a sprite array, okay. SP is Storm. And then what is it? It's objects. Don't care about objects on this one. Then description. Then it's trigger, and then it's the stats. No, just copy and paste. Okay, so 0.875 speed and cooldown. So amount I'm going to use is a thing for this. Cooldown's fine, speed doesn't matter. Because what I'm going to do is, like I was saying, we're going to have in here a for loop. This could be a repeat, realistically. No reason why it shouldn't be. And then it'd be weapon dot value. Which value is it? Value 3. And I'm going to make var angle equals 0. Angle plus equal 180. And that is how we do the exact same as this, but lazily. Gotta love it, right? So now we don't need any of that. And we'll need to get the normal dump code, this stuff. So hit type is weapon once, keep that in mind. Crit point is on cast, it looks like. So crit point trigger. Okay. Oh, right. And then the only other thing that really needs to be dealt with is cooldown, right? Because cooldown we need to move. Area is still the same. Because cooldown would be value 4. So that was a huge amount of cleanup just done to this, which is nice. And outside of the level up array, it is done. Cool. So let's just close those down so we can actually look at the level up of the previous version of it. So it goes up by damage, then goes up by area, then goes up by damage. Then cooldown. Minus, it was 0.2, right? 0.5. And then damage goes up by 2. And then amount increases. Right? Yeah. Nice and easy. Okay. Whoa. Joints are feeling very stiff today. It's not good. Okay, so this was weapon 6. And this is caisson weapon. And now we have no need for any of that. And would you look at that? It's already done and dusted. Some of these are really, really easy to change because a lot of them were done when like the format was a little bit more consistent and a lot more cleaner. And the weapon was less experimentative as well, is the best advantage I have. Because again, straight up, if you look at them, like this is a slash, this is a slash, like slashes were very easy to do to an extent at this stage because I've done so many of them, which is a complaint I have. I do want to revisit a lot of characters and potentially change that. But I've also been getting an itch to work on a very old game of mine, or game design I have, again, which is not good because it's a game, it's, you know how, one of the things as a game developer that gets brought up a fair few times is you should never go after your dream game first. Your dream game's never going to actually happen is the first time you make a game. Just, you have to accept that. You've not got the skill, you've not got the resources. It is how it is. And that's fine. So try and make games in between and get to that point. I have one that is like my, not dream game, but definitely a very high caliber game that I want to do eventually, that I originally was trying to do as my first game, but learned that that was a bad idea. I do have the skills to program it now, but I don't have the resources to do the rest of it, and that's where it's still kind of shelved. But it doesn't stop the fact that I really like the design of it and I really want to work on it. So that's always the issue, right? But I think that's the correct way to approach that kind of the dream games. The game that you want to work on, but you know you shouldn't be because you don't quite have the skill bracketing yet for it. I'm gonna write that one down as a short because I feel like my list of shorts is actually kind of short now. Do that. To be fair, my shorts are just... I'm still like weeks behind on it, right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks behind on my editing. I'm gonna have to do like a massive push through at some point. One of these weekends when I'm not just fucking getting hounded by assignments. Which is just never at this rate. Not until semester's over. Which I think I've only got like 5 more weeks of. Then I have a few weeks break. So that'll be kind of nice, admittedly. Okay, Aura Slash. Alright. I'm actually pretty sure I have an icon for it, don't I? Yeah, I do have an icon for the weapon. Surprised I'm not using it. Grab all of that. Value array. I'm gonna grab this. Then level up. No, it's not a level up array. Stagnant would be true. And then the rest of the like hit types and stuff like that, which I'll need to pull from the current functionality. So area is the same. Speed will give 3 there. Amount is 0 because we're going to use this as the bull. And then the cooldown is 0.5. So the biggest changes are value 1 equals value 3, value 2 equals value 1, and value 3 equals value 4, value 4 equals value... Yeah, so I'm going to have to move a lot of the values around. Again, this is why we're wanting to do standardization for this, is because it means that like this doesn't happen anymore. Values become more consistent and easier to manage. Even if like there is no damage it would deal, there is no speed that it would have, there is no reason for a mount or anything like that, it is just probably better to do it like this. I think that's a reasonable statement. Okay, keep in mind again, we're not going to be speeding up too much, because like every time I scroll down should give an indication. We've got a lot to do of these, and I'm going to keep working on these for as long as I can. Getting the rest of this cleaned up and functional. When we move on to the other ones, that's going to be the big interesting moment. So cooldown is value 4 now. And area is value 1. And speed is value 2. And wave is value 3. Oh, that wasn't actually too bad to change up. Admittedly. Also, I should change that to no longer being called Sakura Storm, because it's just bad to have it as named, or it's unnecessary to have it as named. Okay. That should be all of that done. There will be a few other things I need to do, but we'll wait on those for a moment. Let's get the level up array done. Oops. So first of all, as per usual, should just be damage. Then value 2 and the old one was area. That's a lot of area to give. Okay. Then next is cooldown reduction. Minus 0.5. And then, oh no, that's all part of the same one. Whoops. Forgive me, it's hard to see that sometimes. Okay, so then next is just damage again. I was gonna say, because like, that seems like a really weird level up curve. Then more cooldown reduction, huh? It's a lot of cooldown reduction. To be fair, this is a weapon that is supposed to be a late game scaling, so it's not all about its damage. Then we get the amount increase, and then... So we'll do amount increase. Let's see, 0, 0. And that's 1. And then the final level is value 4 is +2 and damage is increased. Value 4 is speed in that one, right? Yeah. So speed is increased and damage is increased. And how much is speed increased by? 2. Well, there we go. Oh. Right. Okay, I don't think there's much else to do with this weapon other than pull anything we need to from the step event of it. All right. There we go. Now, this is actually going to be the more difficult part because there's a lot of stuff here that probably should be tweaked. Okay. Oh god, Cats, you are actually making this incredibly awkward. They're slowly sliding down and making me have to hunch more and more. In a really, really uncomfortable way. So, very unfortunate. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay. Okay, so the remove type is different. Because the remove type will be, screen edge. And then stagnant would be, false. And then it doesn't actually need either of these because it will have its own stuff, I believe. And then I can also change some of this. To correctly be By doing this, it means I'm not having to do those variables anymore. It's all done like this. Cool. That should be aura slash all good. So boom. It's kind of satisfying being able to just like delete shit though, to be honest. Just double checking, there wasn't anything special in wave. No. Oh, yeah. Like the fact that we've not even gone through all of the character weapons at this point should indicate how long of a task this is. God, cats. You really need to sit better. Oh. And like, so I've actually been doing again a little bit more art in the background for this. I won't talk too much to that, but it has been getting done, as I said. I haven't heard anything from my mate too much when it comes to the UI things that he's been working on, which that's how that is, right? Like he's got his own stuff to do. I will be flicking him a message in the next couple of days though. Oh, hey, Roger. Got your plugin on the asset store? Nice! It's pretty fucking cool. But yeah, assets are getting... the visual assets are getting worked on. I got a couple of things in the pipeline that are just taking my time with. I'm trying to... It's really hard because it's kind of the level of like I want to redesign a bunch of things, but I also don't know what to redesign them to. That's the thing. I have made animated item. Time to make a fancy animated item. Fair. Gotta always make it that bit more, right? Dude, I'm not gonna lie, right? This is one of the things I fucking hate about my my course that I'm doing is that like for the last 2 semesters specifically, especially this semester, we've basically just been writing our own engines from the ground up. Now don't get me wrong, there's a lot of that is happening a lot more in the industry now. Is that a lot more companies, if they have the time and resources, they'll just make their own in-house engine. It's just better to do. But it doesn't stop the fact that, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief, there is a level of I really am tired about this. The only difference is Fancy can chain target points and relies on time to reach the point instead of being just decided by travel speed. Ooh, yeah. But, no, it's because, like, genuinely this semester, the 3D programming has just been getting to me a lot. I got an assignment due next week where I basically have to make a world rendering software from this ground up. And good lord, it's just... I've got nothing hugely against it, it's just also... I don't really see a point. I talked about this with someone, the flatmate, right? Is that like, if I end up doing indie dev and I end up getting to the point where I think I need an in-house engine, at that point in time, I've probably hired other people that will do it, work on it primarily. Don't get me wrong, I'll probably work on it. I'll probably do a lot of the mathematics behind it, but like not this part of it, like the 3D rendering aspect and all that. Like I'll know what I need to do if I need to, but like I would prefer to hire people to do it. For now, I'm just going to use engines. It's really just one of those, the course aims to generalize so much information, and I'm just so tired of having information that's in some regards irrelevant to what I want to actually do with it. And it's just time consuming. Fix things each day, yeah. No, that sounds reasonable. But yeah, fucking, I'm just so... Again, this is why I do complain about my degree. I complain with the utmost love for it as well. Like, I do acknowledge very heavily that, if I keep going with this degree, end of next year is when it would be finishing up. I have a very good chance of being able to get into the industry from it, which is great, right? Like, if I wanted to go work at some companies, that it would work out well. But I'm still not sure that's what I want to do. And the difficulty is realistically speaking, a big mistake a lot of people have with looking at the whole, like, oh, indie games are extremely lucrative. They are. But you know what's also true? Most of those really, really successful projects, like Stardew and all that, they took like 7 years to make. So, and sure, it was basically by a single developer, but that's kind of the point. I'm a single developer. I've worked on this game for a year and a half. And the fact that I'm as far along with it as I am is partly because the game is simple, as well as I've had help. But at the end of the day, it's a long and arduous task. Like, I think I talked about this before, but like, I have a friend of mine that basically asked, hey, can you teach me programming? And when we first were talking in chat together after he'd asked about that, he's like, so why aren't you teaching me things? And I'm like, what I have done is I've given you access to my current main programming. I've given you the way to set up a Git and set up a project. He's like, yeah, but what about the program? He's like, you do realize when I was relearning my programming at the beginning of last year, I spent all of my time just scouring tutorials and trying to figure out what I wanted to do. There is almost undoubtedly a tutorial of what you want in a very basic system. Go find that. Because if I'm going to sit there and work with you, this is equivalent to, why aren't you teaching me university level mathematics when I've never learned mathematics? It's like, well, it's because you don't understand the theory of it. There's a level of expectation. You need to kind of understand. You gotta have the mind for it. That's a huge thing I feel like a lot of programmers will agree with me on, is that there is a kind of mindset that's required to do programming. Logic processing and kind of ticking boxes, right? Coding becomes knowing the tricks after you can read it. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, and what I was trying to stress with him is, it's not that you need to go learn from someone else, is that you need to be able to you need to be able to read the code. So what I did is, like I said, is I gave him access to this project and I told him, go through it and read it. There is comments in fairly regulated spots. Fuck around with it. Send me messages, ask me questions, because guess what you're going to actually need to do to learn how to make a game? You need to learn how to design the stuff. Like, you need to, because literally, if we pull up Game Maker, a separate client of it, I won't reveal anything about him, but I will show you what I gave him as a project start. And you'll understand why, like, I gave him just this as a program start. Because, again, so I helped him set up, program a Git, and a project, a Git, and then access to my Git stuff. It is... doesn't look like it's here. I might not have it on. I literally gave him an empty controller object. That's all I gave him. Like, I literally made O main controller. And that was the only thing I did. Just to prove that I could submit a Git repository to him and stuff like that. At the end of the day, again, it's learning a language. Or learning a concept of a language. I can't just tell you the answer to a conversation because then you're not going to learn it. It's like, oh, what's hello in Japanese? It's like, oh, depends on the time of day. So what? It's like, well, now we've got syntax discussion here. Or contextual syntax. Because if it's during the day, konnichiwa. If it's during the evening, konbanwa. Right, like you've got this sort of stuff. So now there's context. You need to, in many ways, many accents to a language of its own. Yeah, right. The benefit coding has is that it is one of the most. While it is like a lot of coding languages are very different, it's probably accurate to say accents to it, right? Is that like if you learn the language of coding, the accents, while they can be difficult, they don't take too long for your brain to get around it. But if you don't know coding to begin with, then it doesn't matter if you understand an accent. Right? Like if you get a regional dialect and it's like, oh, well, I can kind of start to understand what they're saying with that regional dialect, but I still don't understand the language. It's like, then how does that help you? So there's, it's one of those, like, it's going to be an ongoing thing, and I tried to stress to him, it's like, this isn't going to be like something you can just do all of a sudden. Most people take years to work on this stuff. I have previous experience, previous work experience in programming and coding. I have a lot of this behind me, and I grew up with that stuff throughout most of my life, or a good chunk of my life, and now I'm picking it up again pretty quickly, right? Like I feel like I'm doing relatively well with my programming skills. There are definitely some mistakes I'm still making, efficiency wise and improvement wise, and there's all sorts, right? But it doesn't stop the fact that at the end of the day, I have way more experience in this field than he has. And what he's asking is for me to crash course him on something that's equivalent to a decade worth of information. Probably longer. It's not something I can just... So it is very much, he just needs to get the behavioral competencies that would be needed. And that requires really going out of your way for that information. It's not just there. Whoops. So I also say this to aspiring programmers. It's a daunting task, but there is a lot of tutorials out there. If you have someone that's willing to sit with you, and because one of the messages I sent him is like, look, if you find a tutorial and you're not sure about it, send it to me. I'll watch it. I only really started picking up once I understood basics in a large degree. Getting better relies on understanding what makes it better. Yeah, right. I mean, look at this program is a beautiful. Like looking at the development of this program is a beautiful example. Let me pull up Let's see if we can find one of my early streams of this, and we'll just like pluck around in it for a moment. To see what the code looked like back then. Because then there's going to be a reasonable approach. Come on, YouTube. So just kind of like proving the point of this program is a testament to my learning and development of programming. So we have 10 months ago with the birthday stream. Come on. Ah, yes, I know what this is. This is me adding the error into it. Let's see. When is Chair's birthday stream? I do not know. When did I get this chair? It's been a long time since I have this, like, had this chair. So this was back when I had a singular controller. That's immediately a big kind of thing. Right? So this is what currently exists. So there's nothing in the step event. Alarm 0 is enemy handling. That's in the enemy controller. Activation spawn is in the enemy controller. Collecting is in the player controller. The draw GUI is, I think, not even there anymore, and room start is still there. So what am I writing here? I think this is me creating the player arrow stuff more, right? So this is, yeah, the cursor movement stuff. But yeah, like this is the player create event. Now almost all of this has been moved somewhere else. Oh, I saw a flicker of the gameplay. I kind of want to see the gameplay. This code hasn't actually changed too much, admittedly. Kid won a persona, bang, yeah. Oh yeah, this is back when the player handled so much of the stuff instead of like the player controller and other stuff. Here we go. Look at this game. This is what we had originally. We had kill score, HP, and your level like this. And I think this was just fucking whatever stat I needed to know for debugging at the time. Now, Iron Mouse model has changed, I think, a little bit since then. The weapon has not changed, and I don't think Slimy has had has had any visual design changes to him as well. But yeah, like, yeah, this was back when the room wasn't infinite either. And the EXP, oh my god. Do not ask about this menu. This menu is a nightmare. This was back when I had all of the menu objects. So if we go back to the pause. these two buttons were separate objects. And what it would do is it would purge the other of the object when used. This was a singular object, and it had some casing to it. But like that's how I originally did my UI and menus. Is that like the upgrade menu was a goddamn travesty, where what it would do is that when you did the upgrade, it would just delete all UI elements, all buttons on the screen. That's how it had to handle it, because it was fucking foul. And I tried to make it so it could index them and all sorts of stuff. It was not good. And the best part is that the way to index them was I had another object that would hover over what was index 0, and then it would try and find the next one in the list. Which, like, now, even if I was to do that, I would just pass them into an array and then array index them for their indexing, not make an object to try and track where it is. It was just bad. It was really, really bad. To be fair, this was even before character select was a thing. I would have to manually select what character I wanted to play as. It was fucking, oh my god. Here we go. Here's what the characters looked like before. When everything was defaulted. And this is when I was adding Marion for the first time. Yeah, and I was adding his weapon as well. Good lord. Yeah, his weapon is... Okay. Oh yeah, this is before I made a function for it. And actually had a really cleaned up system. This was a bad time for how I did things. So this is fascinating. So what it would do is it would push a time source for its specific cooldown to a very specific array. Which just meant that, like, it was very particular on certain things, and it meant that I couldn't have as much freedom as I do now with the structure. What this code here is, like this time source writing and then this time source start and then the contain and all that sort of stuff, that is all handled by if we go into here, this function here. I'm not kidding. And this function is, where is this function? Is it player scripts? Yeah. It's literally, this is what it is. It changed drastically when I moved to a more universal system of just a universal pause array, which has been valuable, but I still think there's issues with it, right? I think there's a lot of cleanup that I could be doing, but this is kind of my point, right? Is just, this was 10 months ago, and I'm looking at this code and I'm like, holy shit, this is bad. Like, I would in no way approach it this way at all. But I did for a long time. Let's skip around more and see. Directional arrow, more work on it. Again, directional arrow needs some work because I haven't actually done jack shit with it for a long time. But yeah, this was back. So how this all functioned, to explain it better, is this was back when the player was the thing that actually moved around the room, not the room and objects in the room moved around the player's movement. So the player actually in the current game does not move. Everything else in the world is moved by the movement. Which is better for what we do. God, I love how I actually did dress up for this as well. Like, I even have gel on my hair. And yes, I can tell that I have gel on my hair. I also had short hair back then, or shorter hair. Oh god, this is the fucking character select. Oh, it's foul. No, that's right, we did have... Oh yeah, no, I ordered lunch. And it was not good from memory. It was a bit disappointing. Good lord. Pointers is that programming is a progressive learning experience, and I think we can all agree with this. And to just ask, hey, can you just teach me programming is not something that's really doable. So please kind of, I say this with love to my friend as well as to anyone that is looking into programming. Yes, it is a daunting task. No, it's not hard, but it does require you to put in the effort. Like, you can't just... I mean, you could theoretically just get all your answers from YouTube and ChatGPT and all that sort of stuff, but there's also a level of, is that going to be the game you want? Is that going to be that compelling, perfect game? Because again, please keep your fucking expectations low with your first game. Mine are way too high, and it's taken me a year and a half to make a game that I could... If I started from the ground up now, I could get to the same point within about 2 months. I would argue. And it would probably be better. I'm too committed though. Sunken cost fallacy, right? I'm too committed to this version of the project to redo it. And that's going to stay that way. That's why I need to work on the stuff. I actually, you know what I want to quickly look up? Because I don't know about this stuff. What do I need to do to, like, have this working nicely on Steam? Steamworks extension. Is this what it is? Yeah, so it looks like that's what I'll need to add into this. to get it working. So there is a straight up extension, and it is just literally this. I would need to look into this properly though. Okay. So is this... Okay, so this is the achievements value stuff. Okay. Interesting. Alright, well, we'll need to do some further digging on that. Probably look up some guides. Because I do actually really care about that. Because again, in the nearish future, this is going to get published onto Steam. Nearish future. I don't know when that will be. Not quite yet. It'll be eventually, right? Oh my god, this weapon has no fucking scalings whatsoever. I need to fix that. To be fair, I think Demon Claws was made when I was like just kind of making weapons. Trying to just tick boxes. So I think a lot of the stats are just handled internally. Let's see, yeah, area 1. So it's a hard-coded value, so I just need to go through and change that. I'm sure there's a function. Whoa, what the fuck did I just do? Okay. Then function, objects, don't care, sprite array. And then what's next after sprite array is trigger, I want to say. No, okay, I'm getting these mixed around. Sprite array, then it's object array, then it's description. Then it's trigger, then it's value array. So do that, and then it's a level up array. And then after the level up array is stagnant would be true. I think all of that's true. No, crit's not on. No, crit is on trigger. Okay, so I can just probably copy all of that. Okay, so outside of a few things, this is basically done. Weapon 8 booby weapon. So the biggest change is the fact that there's other things. So is what it is. For now, let's just kind of follow the whole the scales pretty poorly. Okay, it's alternating and then it's both at the end. Fuck, really? Okay. So then it's damage and then it's damage and cooldown. So that makes it a 1 second cooldown. Fucking hell. Yeah, that can't be how it stays. That's just no. Okay, and now we need to change this from that to this. Then we change this to that. And then we grab, okay, first of all, we can also delete this now. We also grab this fucking spiel of bullshit. Cool. Ah, nice and easy. Nice and easy. Oh. I wonder what we should do for Steam achievements on this. Like, clearly there's gonna be like, you've completed a run. You've unlocked all the characters. Because again, keep in mind, characters are gonna be logged. We are going to have meta progression, and some characters are going to be logged by the meta progression. Well, sort of. How do we want to do character acquisition? I mean, the easy answer is kind of mimicking something like, so there's two ways to do it. Is either have a gacha system to obtain the characters, which is kind of cute and funny. And as someone that plays a lot of gacha games, I would kind of be down for that. Or it's achievement acquisition, or progression acquisition, I should say. So that's kind of what Vampire Survivors has, and all that sort of stuff. You meet a condition, you get the character. Woohoo. I don't know which one I'd prefer. I mean, it's not an essential question to answer yet, but it's a question that needs to be answered, though. I mean, there's an argument as well to be made that it's like, for the second option, it could also be currency. Which again is Vampire Survivors, right? Some of the characters you can buy via currency, some of the characters you need to unlock the ability to buy them. Some of the characters you need to meet some pretty obscene conditions to attain. Speaking of, Vampire Survivors had a recent update that I should probably go look at some point. But it's got DLC, so I'll wait till I can buy the DLC before I play it. Because I did play through the DLC prior. The fucking, Among Us, that was the last one, right? Oh, dude, Homeworld 3 is available now? Fuck. Oh, I want to play that so bad. Is it still on Xbox or no? Because I know it was getting potentially released on Xbox. Let's open up Xbox and see. Because if it's on there, I'm gonna probably, admittedly, I'm gonna probably play that today. I loved Homeworld. I grew up playing it. It was one of my favorite strategy games. Homeworld. Because I know it was on the list at one point. I guess it's no longer there. Oh, that's upsetting. Like, genuinely kind of sad. Because, like, that was a game I was very excited for. Because I swore it was on the list of coming to Game Pass games. At one point. And I was so excited to see that. Has it got a separate release date? Which is currently only available on PC. Yeah, well, it's because I don't see it ever going to thing. That's upsetting. I swore I saw it on there at one point, but maybe I was wrong. Because I fucking, honestly, I would love to play fucking Homeworld 3. But it is $100. That is a little spicy for me. And I doubt anyone I know is going to buy the game. Oh my god, this fucking DLC. Ugh. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh. To anyone that hasn't played, sorry, fucking, to anyone that hasn't played, like, Homeworld before, and why I'm so, like, excited about it. So, it is an old school RTS franchise that really designed its combat interestingly by having a very three-dimensional environment for its combat. And when I say very three-dimensional, I mean it was genuinely, I remember flying my fleet over the enemy's fleet, them not seeing it and being able to attack them from behind because of it. In some combat situations. It was an incredibly fun game to play because there was so many interesting strategies to it because of the functionality of the environment. which is something that you can't easily replicate in most other games. The ability to just, again, like, route your enemy from more than just kind of like 2 or 3 directions, like fully circular. I mean, sure, there's asteroids and there's actual components in the fights as well that you kind of had to play around, but for the most part it was empty space and you were maneuvering in this open environment doing some pretty interesting things. So I'm just slightly upset that I'm not going to be able to play it for a while, because again, let's have a little look see. Home world, yeah, the only ones I have are the remastered collection, which I bought. And I do not have $100 that I'm willing to spare for a game at this point. And I doubt any key sites have got it for drastically cheaper, right? And yes, I am one of those people that will look at key sites. Say what you will, I don't care if you hate me for it or not. I am someone that has to consider these things. Let's see, 37 US dollars is 70, 60, probably about the same price as normal, yeah. Let's see, region lock. So if I compare it to show all offers, so I can actually see the Steam release one. Steam is 60 for a global, whereas this is 40 for a global. So it would be like, it's what, 1.7 is off the top of my head like the normal ratio. So it's like just shy of $80. It's still too much. Not possible at this stage. Ah well, it's what I'd expect. Just have to live with it. Oh. I also don't have room on my computer at the moment anyway, so it works out. Oh. Oops, that was the wrong button. Huh. Interesting. Let's see. Sorry, I'm again doing like looking at other things moment, which is not useful. Fucking what the hell? I openly admit I compulsively can watch way too much Twitter, or like scroll too much Twitter, and it's just not good for me. It's definitely become a habit that I need to fix, because I shouldn't be doing that. I should watch Shogun. That's one thing that I should watch. Seen a lot of people talk about it. And it does look kind of interesting. Okay. I'm getting completely derailed at this point, I admit. I do not even know. Because, like, again, this is the weakness of doing the exact same code over and over and over and over again. For me, is that I do get bored. So I'll look at something else, get distracted, and then just struggle getting back on task sometimes. I'm normally pretty good with it, but that's normally because I'm not streaming, and what I do is I just go play a game for like 20-40 minutes, and then I'll come back and I'm fine. No issues. But that's genuinely, this is how I program outside of stream, is I would program for maybe hour, 2 hours without much of a stopping gap, and then I would, with like a video off in the background or something like that, and then I would just watch the video for like 10 minutes, or I'll play a game for, like I said, 20-40 minutes, take a break, and then come back to it and be fine. But I kind of can't do that with stream, which is really, really awkward, and it means that like the 2-hour stream, which is my first stream back, so I'm getting back into the stream mentality of things, the first stream back of the week, and it's just such a minimal amount of time that I'm like, I can kind of take some breaks. This is why I would like to do longer streams more often, is because it would get my habits better for them. But also, I just don't actually have the time of day to, like the time in the days to do longer streams. The weaknesses of actually like having to do other stuff other than, dude, the amount of fucking people I've had now, and this amazes me every time, they go like, why do you not stream all the time, like every day? It's like, first of all, streaming is a hobby. Second of all, how? Like, I literally, I can show you my schedule. My Monday, outside of the afternoon, is full. And I spend that afternoon trying to recuperate from a Monday long Monday, lot of work. Or just getting some food or something like that. And like, last night I went to bed early so I could try and get up early again today. Because I fucking got up at almost fucking 8 yesterday. Because I was just so shattered. I didn't want to get up for ages, and I'm like, well, I don't have to. So I had breakfast late. I ended up turning up to lecture late. Turned up to lecture like 10 minutes late, so at 8:40. It's fucking... Look, I'm not saying people can't do that, like figure out a way to stream more often, but like I can't jeopardize my time at uni. I literally can't. This doesn't make me money, so I can't justify dedicating an excessive amount of time to it. And yeah, again, it's a hobby. I treat it like a job, but it is a hobby nonetheless. And because of that, it needs to be still acknowledged that I can only do so much. It can't jeopardize my day-to-day of university. I've said before, if it makes money, then I can change my thought process a little bit, but I probably won't change it hugely. I don't know. I mean, I got into a discussion with a flatmate about this. Is kind of like the concept of hobby approach and job approach and stuff like that. And like, do I stream to make money? No, but I would love it if it did. It would be a benefit. Nonetheless, it is a hobby. And that's kind of how I see a lot of things, right? Is the idea that the process doesn't need to make you money. You're doing it for the purpose of doing it, or enjoyment of it. I would consider that a hobby. Now, I know a lot of people might not agree with that statement, but if you're doing it for purely job prospects, even at a part-time aspect or like a very intermittent aspect, no, that's not a hobby. It's a hobby-like approach, but it's not a hobby. It's a hobby if it's not intended to make money, but it could. Let me clarify. It's not intended to make money. That's the big thing. But it, like, if it happens to, it doesn't stop it from being a hobby. That's probably a better phrasing. I think that's fine, right? Like, again, programming in a sense is a hobby, but I also do it as my full-time for university. This game is a hobby. This specific thing, because I literally cannot make money off of it directly. That is the rule that I have to abide by because of the fact that I'm using so many things. It would be equivalent to making a game with Disney, Warner Brothers, all of the big brands that don't actually normally collaborate. It'd be equivalent to making a game with all of that and then monetizing it without their permission. It's like, no, that's just not how that works. Even if I got permission from all of them, which is impossible, I would not be able to effectively monetize it without paying them an amount of money that would probably lead to it just not being worth it. I mean, I've got like a fucking coffee or Ko-fi or whatever the fuck it's called off to the side, which I have not posted anything on there. And in fact, the first thing I'm probably going to actually post over there is the game project, the other one that we've been working on Fridays. I'm going to post that over there for, you can pay to get it. Because I'm going to I tried to set up a Patreon, and I don't know if I like Patreon's approach and philosophy. I like the Ko-fi one a bit better, because it means that I can do more in one location, offer more sort of things, especially if I did decide to go like, hey, I've gotten better at art, I want to sell my ability to do art to people, and I'm far from that. I think the best description I had was when I was doing more active drawing. I'm doing it a little less now, but when I was doing more active drawing, the best response I got was, you're at the bare minimum of what would be acceptable for paid commissions. And everyone was like, yo, that's kind of fucking mean to say. It's like, no, I completely agree with this. I'm at an ability level that puts me at a stage where, like, if I was to get commissioned, it would be for a single digit amount. Like, there's no way I could push to double digits easily, and it would take me years to get to the point where I could even consider triple digits. So no, I agree with this completely. Anyone that was selling commission work below this kind of standard of the style I was specifically doing, yeah, no, you're probably punching a bit below where you're supposed to. And you might be going, oh, why am I not getting people hiring me, or why are they upset with me when I complete the thing? It's like, because clearly what you do is not what you can advertise or what was actually wanted. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some people out there that are just assholes and do stuff to basically, in a way that means you could get free art, and it's, I just hate that shit, right? The people that it's like, you can never please. Look, I will not deny I'm a perfectionist, and that's why if I was to hire someone, I would be clearly going, look, no matter what, you're getting paid. However, if I don't feel like I fully agree with the artistic approach and everything like that, and we don't see eye to eye and the design's not there, you'll still get paid, but I might not pay you the full amount. Probably like 60-70% instead. And I would make that painfully clear before getting into the agreement. If they disagree with that, that's fine. I'm not going to stop them. But that's kind of that philosophy. Like, yeah, again, I'm of the ilk. I would love the ability to guarantee if I paid like 40% or 60% or something like that up front, that I would be able to get a part of it done, guaranteed. But if I decide that I no longer like or agree with the designs and stuff like that, that it's not that I can refund that amount, but that I don't have to pay the rest. And I would be able to go, cool, no, I'm not going to take any of this art away from you. You can keep it as your portfolio if you want, all that sort of stuff. Go right ahead. I will not take this art, and I will not pay the final amount. But I know that's not how that fully works. At the end of the day, I believe under most rules, it's like it's either it's a full refund or a no refund at all. And yeah, I'll do that. If I pay an artist and I don't agree with everything in the end, and they've made it clear that I would have to pay the full amount regardless, then I'll pay the full amount, and I'm gonna like, cool, here's your full amount of money. Let's part ways. I won't keep the art. But thank you for your time. And I want to stress, it's that whole aspect of, it's not that their art might be bad, it's that it's the creator differences sort of thing. If I want one thing and they produce another thing, and like we can't find a middle ground, then that's not going to work. And I'm okay being wrong, right? Like, I'm willing to try and find a middle ground, or just even fucking give in to their statement if they make a valid argument, or if they make a design that I'm happy with. But that's also that context clue to it. Oh, sorry. Gotta be realistic with all of this stuff, right? I don't know. I don't. I guess that's also the thing of, I don't currently commission anyone, so I don't know kind of the process and the feeling behind it all, nor have I been really commissioned in that capacity before. Never been commissioned for kind of artistic things. I've been commissioned for things that it's like, it's either it can be done 100% exactly to the letter, or it can't be, and then you just accept that. Like, never have I gotten a situation where it's like, It could be partially a disagreement of some capacity, a creative differencing. Like, as an example, it's like, do this, or get this information, right? Get these exact pieces of information. It's either I get those pieces of information or I don't. Make this website. It's like, well, there's no creative difference sort of thing. There is some design processing, and they might disagree with it at the end, but like they've also paid already. And realistically as well, if they keep pushing the fucking the design back, then I will tell them that we need a new deadline, and we'll need to agree that, and then they'll need to re-sign contract, because fuck you, you've now pushed in a way that we can't actually finish this project. The amount of times that they'll go, no, you gave us a day, we want it by this day. It's like, yes, but you've also now been like, didn't exactly say this, but it's like, you've been pig-headed, you're the reason why this is taking as long as it is. If you gave us a clearer statement to begin with of what you actually wanted, we would have actually achieved that goal, if not better, and you would have probably actually made an additional profit out of it, because you'd have had it immediately. But now what you've done is you've delayed all of us by these constant reiterations and redesigns and all that sort of stuff. You need to accept some responsibility in this factor, and that responsibility is that it is unachievable to accomplish what you have required in the amount of time that you've given us. Therefore, you need to change the contract and push the fucking things, because otherwise we actually cannot work on this. Now, again, I worded it better than that back when I was doing this stuff, and I had a pretty good ratio of them agreeing with me. And normally, we, at that point in time, they realized like how obscene they were being, and they were a little bit more understanding past that point. But I did have a few times where like they were complete assholes. Like, look, we're just dropping your contract. We are not refunding you for the time we have currently spent. You'll be refunded a portion of the amount between now and when that thing would have been completed by. So kind of typically this is at like the 60-70% marker is when like this sort of conversation would be made. I think the latest I ever did was kind of like 2 weeks away, so it was probably about like 95% of the project time. It's like you're getting 5% of your profit, your cost back, and so well, we're not getting a product. And it's like, well, you've disagreed with me. You've given the current product, and you're getting what you're paid for. You paid for 95% of what we have done so far. You're not getting the fucking end of it. And so, well, no, we want a full refund. So take us to court if you want. You've been given a product, and we have a track record of you constantly changing it right up until the last minute. In too grand a ways. We actually have like stuff in place for saving our fucking necks when that was the case. It's like, oh no, we're gonna change the full layout. And it's like, no. So no, we want this. All right, fine, we'll do that. Sorry, team, we have to change the entire layout now. Fuck. God. This is why I kind of don't want to work at a company, I'm gonna be honest. What you're hearing right now is the complaints of someone that has worked in industry stuff for too long and just wants to kind of do indie dev. I want to be on my own. Oh, well, in a more controlled environment where I don't have someone else telling me what they want. I have me telling me what I want. And I have other people that can agree or disagree with me, and we can develop an idea from there. Not, this is the product. Make the product. It's like, no, I want product, and we're going to make the product. It's a big difference. Commission versus creative, I guess. I wouldn't mind doing commission stuff still, though. I wonder on that. Alright, I'm gonna finish up here. We've literally just been chatting for the last like 20 minutes and gotten fuck all more work done. We're now at the point where all but one of all the player weapons have been changed to the new system, which is good. We're gonna keep working on this shite tomorrow. I might work on something else a little bit tomorrow. I've got an idea for something that was supposed to be in the next update, but I might just start kind of adding some of the information and constructing the framework for it tomorrow, just to differentiate things. We'll see, but there's a lot. There is a lot of information that needs to be worked on in this, and realistically, I want to stress this, realistically, I don't need to keep working on this. This rework does not need to be done before the next update. It would be nice if it was, but it does not need to be done. This is pure and simply a system, like a lot of changes to a system that's just very old and I would like to clean up. And it slims down the file sizing as well, which is a big thing. That was... I don't think I put that in. Did I? No, I haven't yet. But just kind of like that idea of just being able to go through, delete a lot of these as we go along. Clean up everything. Oh, sorry. We're moving to a point where the game is going to be a lot cleaner to make stuff for. But this is non-essential. I have been doing this as filler to figure out stuff that I want to work on. And while waiting for the other person to finish what he's working on, so I can get the next update ready. But I also want to get some art done, but I don't like doing... Okay, I'm going to say this now. I don't like doing the art on stream for this because it's such a slow process of designing some of the stuff. Like, some of the ideas take me like 3 hours and it's just a single icon. And I don't think that's acceptable to watch on stream, of me just sitting there quietly thinking on an idea, researching a lot of the visuals and stuff like that. I don't think that's that interesting. So that's why I've not been doing as much of the artwork on stream as I have in the past. We kind of saw that one time where I did a lot of like random little bits at once on stream. So take that as you will. Anyway, like I said though, we'll finish up here. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. All that sort of stuff. Yeah, same thing tomorrow. I'll speak to that quickly as well. I know I said yesterday, last week, that we were going to do double Persona streams for a while. I didn't do it this week because I just wasn't in the mood, I'll be honest. Persona's been... I don't know, I've been doing a bit of grinding off screen to get the levels up like I said I would. I actually have been able to do it finally. And I'm just going to be honest, yeah, it's fucking... The combat is a little less interesting overall than I would like. And yes, this is coming from someone that basically in Persona 5 Royale fucking pissed around with a goddamn OP thing and just one-shot everything. So yeah, but it's also... I don't know. I think Victory Cry spoiled me too much. And the fact that like now it is really, really hard to get all the resources and stuff to constantly keep my SP up for most of my characters. So it means that grinding just feels like you can't do it long term. And that's something I've just been thinking about a lot, right? Is just kind of how grinding is done in a lot of games. And how clearly rush mode is designed for the grinding side of things, but also the EXP is just so low in general that grinding feels like an uphill battle. And then when the EXP is decent, you don't want to be using rush anyway. And then you want to be using like a skill or two, and then it's like, oh cool, now I've run out of SP. I don't know. It's because yeah, my current strat is literally just fucking run through on rush on low levels, get like one level every fucking half an hour to an hour, and then just constantly be able to keep my health up because the fucking I'm blanking on her name. The healer girl has the SP ring on her, so she's constantly actually regenerating SP in combat. So I'm able to just constantly use auto recover. That's great, but yeah. Anyway, I said I was finishing. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. You're awesome. Stay awesome, and I hope to see you again next time. Till then, bye bye.